Welcome to the final part of God of War 3, where you will do the challenge of Olympus in the treasures area after finishing the game. And if you followed the other two parts, you will know that this is just trophies. This is not a full guide other than these actual challenges. I'll show you the full thing. So let's start off. This is the easiest one. By far the easiest one. All you need to do is just knock them off, or just, you can have a strategy in place which just stay closer to the edges instead of what I did, which is just kind of whacking everything. Just make sure that there's no amount close to 50. Try to stay below 40. I think I went over 40 a few times, but try to stay below 40 if you can. Even try to stay close to the edge so you can knock more of them off. But again, very simple to do. And because you have Hercules' little claw things there, which the name is not recalled right now, I used L1 and square, which will give you that little kind of AoE attack, instead of individually hitting them over and over again and then taking up a lot of time. See, I got a little close to the 50, so my recommendation is closer to the edge and try not to hit 40. But it's a pretty simple challenge. I did this in one shot and you shouldn't have any problems at all, hopefully. If you do, you're probably strategy wise stay to the edge, and that's completed that. Now moving on to the next one, which is bare hands. Bare hands is very frustrating, and a lot of it is an RNG. A lot of it is just pure luck. So you see how I'm standing at the edge there? Wait for that Titan or the Golem or whatever he is to chase you. He will. 9 times out of 10, he will chase you and run off the edge. But it has to be perfect timing. Try to use these lower, guinea pig guys, these skeleton guys. Press circle, grab them with square, and then use them as a ramming device. Ram those Colossus guys first, because they are harder to come off the edge. Then use the rest of these guys to knock this big guy off the edge, which actually is not too bad, but he uses his flail and knocks you in the face, so he might be a problem. The problem is sometimes these guys respawn out of nowhere. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm done. But then there's one guy just kind of lingering on the edge who just spawned. So this is such a luck portion of the game. You can think you're done and then random guys just show up. So just be careful, be aware of what's around you. But absolutely use these guys as a ramming device and you should hopefully be done. So I have to apologize for the last one. I forgot to mention that the stone Talos, those guys with the big hammers, there was a strategy guide that I found online years ago, and unfortunately I can't find it anymore to give the person credit, so I apologize. Hopefully you know that this guide was based off you, so I apologize for not being able to give you credit. This one, however, gets stoned. I have to give a lot of credit to Big Benedict. All of his videos have been very, very helpful. So what you'd like to do is basically when the Gorgons attack you, or they give you that gaze, that green gaze, press L1. That will block it, but don't do the quick time execution, which will make everybody turn into stone minus you. You obviously want to turn into stone. Once you get the block in, make sure you take your left joystick or left controller stick and just throttle the heck out of it until you are out of that stone figure. Otherwise, the harpies, the satyrs, everything will come and attack you. Why am I attacking that little zombie guy? He gives you back some health. So I absolutely recommend you attack them every once in a while, because you will get overwhelmed. This will become, like right now, it's becoming a nightmare. So keep trying to get the Gorgons to attack you and give you their gaze. I mean, you can continue using circle, but since there's more than one of them, it's pretty easy for them to start like right now, even though I can't see what's going on. Challenge is done, but yet I still died. At least I won. So moving on to the next one. I'm not even going to pronounce that. I'm pretty sure I'll butcher it. So this one is not hard, but the strategy is you want them to run off. You want them to run off the platform. Most of the time, you will be successful, and every once in a while, they'll nudge their head and knock you off the platform. If they even slightly hit you, this gets reset. But it is pretty easy, so just stick with it. Stick with this strategy if you can. If you find that these guys don't run off as much, I can't believe that didn't get reset right there. They almost grabbed me. If you find that these guys are kind of overwhelming as it is trying to get them off the edge, just hit them with blades. You can go L1 and square and you'll get a big AoE out of that. I don't recommend hitting the bulls with that. I recommend definitely just running towards the edge and letting them run off. And then hitting these guys much easier individually so that they don't overwhelm you. And that's it. It's challenge done. So moving on to the next one. Knockout. This actually isn't too bad. The recommendation is always stay near the edge when you capture this guy. So square, triangle a few times, and the circle should show up. Just use the quick time execution, follow the steps, and you should get him. Some people stay near the edge. I found that the bigger guys with the bigger points were more geared towards the middle, so I started veering into the middle a little bit more often. Probably not the best idea, because I barely made this challenge. I did do it in one shot though, so I don't think it was that bad. But most people would probably stick to the edges because you will probably get more done. But the bigger guys with the bigger points, for some reason for obvious reasons, they're more towards you. But do what you can, and you'll get the challenge like I did. Onward to the next one. Hades Kids. Oof. Hades Kids is such... Ugh. Okay, square, triangle, and try to hit these guys, stun them as much as you can. The problem with Hades Kids is that gigantic flail, and when you get multiple of these guys, they will knock you off with that flail. You can attempt as many times as you want to stun them with square, triangle. Sometimes you just don't have the luck. Also, there was a glitch in this one, so if you look at the numbers, it says I have 3. Which, I mean, it should be like, oh, I have 3. Now I have 4. I don't know if I cheated in this one, because I finished the challenge. Challenge done. I'm gonna sum up this final one very quickly. Press square. Press square as quickly as you can. However, press it between 1 to 2 seconds, and that will hit multiple jars. If you press it at just 1 or less than 1 second, I know there's no such thing as less than 1 second, but if you do that, you won't hit more than 1 jar, and you won't complete this challenge. So that's all the challenges, and that's all you needed to do. So pretty simple, I hope, for all of you. Now, if you want to do the Titan challenge, or sorry, the Titan mode, and you want to do it with the glitch, I will caution you, if you're doing it with the glitch that has been showed by many people, this glitch really is glitchy. So if you're trying to do it, follow what I'm doing on the screen, and you you will end up being able to do this on easy mode. Now I know there's a bunch of guides, but however, I just recently did this, and the problem was it crashed a lot. And when you try to go back, and it's at the part where you get to the judges, the 3 judges. So as you're knocking off the nodule on the back of their head, you'll find that there's something that won't allow you to knock off all 3 and then go back to knock off the rest of the whatever glass that's in the chains that's holding them together. But I did find a workaround. So first, follow this. Do this 3 or 4 times. Actually, it's probably like 5 times. And when you finish this, when you finally die and it asks you whether or not you want to change this to easy mode, say no. It will take you back to the beginning, and then you can start your Titan mode. But again, I warn you, if it doesn't work, it's because either PlayStation patched this or Santa Monica were like, no, you're not getting it that easily anymore. So this just happened in August 2025, in case people are looking to do this later on. Just be aware, it may or may not work. I did find a workaround, but it may not work. Here you go. So don't go into easy mode. Start again, start your new game, and go into Titan mode. You will do the entire game in easy. But you don't want to do the entire game. You can actually finish the game pretty fast. So what you do is go to the 3 judges. This one actually glitched on me, and that's why I'm resuming it. So when you get here, you'll notice that the chains are still around, blah blah blah. When you attempt to do this, you'll notice that they put their head down just as regular. Go back in there and knock off the nodules on the back of the head. Do everything that you did in the first game. Also, in case you've missed any chests, there are some extra chests here that I'm just showing. And I'm also going to show the quote-unquote secret ending. It's not really secret because we know Kratos comes back and he goes to the Norse lands. Or goes to hang out with the Norse gods. And kill them. You don't have to fight these guys. I just figured they'd be in the way if I'm trying to finish off the rest of the little glass things that you have to break off. And sometimes they have the capability of knocking you off the platform, and you just, so much work to go back. So here's the final one. Now, because you haven't met Pandora yet, or gone through all the stages to get to her, this is where it glitches up. Now, as you go through here, you will have a problem. See how they've gone back to what they originally were, and then it crashes. So if you come back here, don't go through that entrance. Don't go through the gate entrance. Go back to where you originally had to go. You shouldn't have to knock off the nodules from the back of their heads again. Hopefully, they're already knocked off again. If you notice that they're missing, then don't go through the other entrance. Go through this entrance that you first came into. The gates will close. Just hit those pillars. Just hit the chains. They'll break. This is my workaround. I know most people would say, is it really worth this to get the platinum? And by the way, the game gets muted and you can't hear the rest of the game. Here's the secret ending. So anyways, the whole point is there's a workaround. You may not want to do the workaround. You may want to do it through legitimate means. I don't want to do the game again on Titan mode. It wasn't a horrible game. It's just that I don't want to do it again. So this was the easiest way to get around it. And if you did it this way, congratulations. You got your Titan mode trophy and you got your platinum. Congrats on your platinum. Take care.